Derek Sheridan from Rust Belt Basketball Coaches Network and the Basketball Nexus website. We're stoked tonight. We have Coach Rodney Brown, the head boys basketball coach at River Valley High School, located in Central Ohio. And Coach Brown has been so gracious to give us some of his time right in the middle of his season. So, Coach, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thanks for having me.
I've got to add, because this doesn't happen very often, how this happened. Now, I just found out that Coach Brown and I had met before because we both worked the old Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association Top 100 workout. And I thought I recognized him being Coach Brown, when I looked for a picture of him online to create our advertisement for this State of the Game Episode 10 podcast. Besides that, one of the best basketball officials in Northwest Ohio teaches in the same building as I do, Doug Krieger. And Doug came into the gym one day, which he does every now and then just to talk. And he said, okay, he goes, you've got to get this guy on one of your podcasts and then get him on a clinic this summer or this off season. And I said, okay, who's this guy? He said, Coach Rodney Brown at River Valley. I covered his Shelby River Valley game, and he had covered it that weekend. And he said, this guy can flat coach him up. He's going to be a great guy to talk to, and you could probably even talk him into getting a clinic. They run really good stuff. His kids act the right way, and they just play with a lot of energy. And he said he'd be a good guy for you to get to know for your Rust Belt stuff. And so as soon as I hit my lunch break, I emailed Coach Brown, and Coach Brown got right back with me, and we started the ball rolling on making this schedule happen. So, Coach, thanks again for joining us this evening, and you're off to a great start, 12-5 in a very competitive area, a very competitive conference, and your schedule is just loaded. My goodness, Ontario, St. Francis de Sales, could go on and on. And Shelby, Shelby is Shelby.
Mhm.
Shelby is like Perrysburg or the schools up here. Even if they're a little bit down, they're still capable of coming out and beating you at any given time. And Ontario is always going to be Ontario. So we'll start off with Coach's journey into becoming the head basketball coach at River Valley High School.
Let's see. I started coaching 15 years ago as a head coach. I started at Cardington at my alma mater. I coached there for 7 years. Stepped away from there, helped a buddy of mine as an assistant at Northmore for 1 year, and then got the River Valley job 7 years ago. It's only about 20 minutes from my house. I still live in the Cardington School District. My son goes here. I bring him over here. I'm a high school shop teacher. So it's been a interesting journey. We played these guys when I was in high school. They were in our conference, so I mean we were familiar. Know a lot of people. I've actually been fortunate enough to coach a few of my former teammates' sons here, so it's been kind of cool to just kind of go full circle and come back to the area, but not ever leave actually.
Yeah, that's very rare. And I love the fact that you said you're a shop teacher. My father is a retired shop teacher from the great state of Indiana.
Oh, okay.
I majored in shop class in high school back when we still declared a major and a minor for our last
Okay.
3 years. Is it auto mechanics, woodworking, welding, arc welding, or all the above?
It is a CTE program, construction. We do a little bit of woodworking, mostly construction. Do some basic electric, plumbing, framing, just kind of the basics for. I have 9 through 12, so I could have a first year student who's a senior if they wanted to take the class. So it's been an interesting thing. I've only been doing it for 3 years. I'm actually still going online with BG. So the program is basically you have enough years of professional experience in the field to then be able to have a provisional license while you get 24 credit hours completed in 4 years to get your license or degree to teach it. So I'm halfway through my third year. I got 2 semesters left and I'll be done. So it's been interesting. It's been pretty fun though.
Yes. Do you have to be good at math?
Well, I'm not, but I try to do the teach the kids the way that I learned it. When I was doing construction, I did construction for 17 years, so mostly residential stuff. So I try to teach them, the tricks that I learned so I could learn the math too.
That's valuable. That's so much more valuable. I've been teaching for a long time, and what you're teaching those kids is going to reach them far more so than anything they're going to read in a textbook. And those tricks you're giving them, I know exactly what you're talking about. We had a top-notch shop program where I went to high school in northern Indiana, and Mr. Johnston had a way of showing us things that we had never seen before that made more sense because I'm not
Hmm.
good at mathematics, and some of my buddies weren't either. But anyway, I could talk about that all day. Well, that's really interesting. Tell us about your roster.
We got three returning players from last year, two starters, and our sixth man from that regional runner-up team. A couple, we started junior, another senior. Our sixth man's a senior. They're hardworking kids. They play hard, practice hard. They're good students. They're good. They behave well. I mean, they're good kids. We have a lot of guys I use in practice. Almost the entire JV team, which we have some size on the JV team with a couple sophomores that are pretty big. Our freshman team's doing really well. All three of our teams are leading the league right now. We all have almost identical records. The future is pretty bright still. Our middle school teams are both pretty good. So we have a good core, good group. We just got to keep getting taller, getting bigger is what I'm hoping for.
And you have, according to Doug Krieger, the official I was talking with, an exceptional forward.
Yeah, Carter Myers, he's a junior, about 6'6", past week. So Thursday and Saturday. Thursday at 37. Saturday he had 38. He's averaging just over 24 now, about 7 rebounds a game. He had 7 dunks the other night. Like his older. I had his older brother.
For an athlete, few things are worse than having to compete on a slick surface. Well, my friends Tom Rose and Matt Olin have solved this conundrum by creating Grip Sprints. Grip Sprints offers a wide array of shoe-to-court traction products that are not only highly effective, but also affordable, easy to use, and easy to transport. It's no wonder Grip Sprints has become the official traction solution for the Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association and the National High School Basketball Coaches Association. Take it from me. If the OHSBCA and the NHSBCA are making Grip Sprints their official court cleaning product, Grip Sprint simply has to be the best on the market.
His older brother Carson graduated. It's 3 years. I think he's been out 3 years. Carson, his brother came along real big in his senior year. Was district player of the year. Averaged. I'm throwing these out there. I'm probably gonna mess them up, and they're gonna be mad at me. But he was about a double double. I think he was around 20 or 21 and like 10. Um, so he's trying to outdo his brother. He did beat the career high. He tied the career high at 37 of his brothers, and then he broke it the other night. So he's just really. I mean, he's just really good. He's really strong. He's really athletic. He can shoot. He can drive. He finishes well. He's big and strong. Like I say, he's only a junior. He's not even 17. I don't believe he's close. I know, but he's not even 17 yet. He's a really good athlete. He went out for football this year, and they put him at wide receiver, and he had a really good year. Just really athletic. Um, I have a senior, Chase Smith, who scored 34 the other night. He's averaging that was a 34 and 38 in the same game. They Chase Smith is real close to 1,000 points for his career. He's a 3-year starter. I had his older brother, who is our second all-time leading scorer. He Chase has done a really nice job. He's a really good shooter. Plays really hard. He's always moving. He's one of those. Him and Carter were the two starters from last year, and then the other starter from last year was Eli Snyder. I'm sorry, he was our sixth man. Eli is first team All Ohio football player. Just a 4.0 student, like everything that you want your athletes to be, and he plays extremely hard. He's handled the point for us. He's had some big games scoring. He's had some games where he hasn't scored a lot, but he's defended or rebounded. I think he's leading the league in assist right now at just about 5. Just they're just I mean they've been part of the, the winning that we've had, fortunate to have success the last few years, and they've been part of that, and they want to keep that going. And it's nice to see the older kids kind of show that to the younger kids, and and hopefully it just continues to, just bleed down.
Money can't buy that. When you've got that high caliber or high quality type of personnel in your program, where the older kids have so much passion for your program that they want the kids underneath them to be successful and uphold the tradition that you've created, money cannot buy that.
Yeah, it's been really really cool. My son is an eighth grader, and to watch him, his entire life has been me as a head coach, except for the 1 year I was at Northmore. So that's all he knows. I mean, he was born 2 weeks after I got hired for my first job, so it's all he knows. And to see every year, every team I've ever had, to see those kids, those high school kids, just treat him like a little brother, the entire time has been super rewarding. And just the fact that, I know that when he becomes a freshman next year, that it won't change. And, and that's probably been one of the coolest things for me, as a dad and a coach, to see that and to see the kids, how they treat my son. And then just the fact that they want to go, they'll go watch the middle school team play if they can. They'll show up and be there for them, and because they want to, and they know that those kids look up to them. And so if they get a chance to give one of those younger kids a high five, after a game or something like that, they know that it means what it means to them, because they were them once. And we try to remind them of that all the time. And that the small kids are watching them, be good role models. And they have. I mean, I've been extremely fortunate to have great, just like young men the entire time I've been coaching.
Priceless. Money cannot buy that. And I know exactly what you're referring to as well, because I was that kid. And it's interesting you say that. I just became Facebook friends with one of my dad's ex-players. And it's been really cool to hear stories about my dad from another person whom I remember, Scott Etherington, as a football player. My father was a head football coach, but it's interesting, and I know exactly what your son's going through, and again, priceless. Money cannot buy that. And it sounds like you're in a great place, Rodney.
Oh, I am. I mean, it's been great being here. The support that we've had here has been amazing. Our crowds and our community shows up, and we pack gyms on the road. We've sometimes have more people than the home team does, even in the big games. People get here, they're getting here trying to get in the door when we're trying to shoot around. They don't have the bleachers out yet. They want to put their seats down so they don't lose their spot. And one of the other things that I think has been huge the last few years too is when I became the shop teacher 3 years ago and started to meet these kids that I never would have met.
Brad Morrison and Danny's Cafe, located in beautiful Rossford, Ohio. Danny's Cafe is the ultimate spot for a family-friendly breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or a night out with friends to watch your favorite high school, college, or pro team. Danny's Cafe offers an incredible food experience for people with varying types of palates, and the service is fast and provided by the most hospitable staff in Northwest Ohio. The next time you're on the hunt for a place to grab a bite or cheer on your favorite team, head to Danny's Cafe, located directly across the street from Rossford High School.
Those kids now fill our student section.
Mm.
Like our student section has probably, I don't know if it's tripled, but I bet it's at least doubled in the last few years. And them being able to experience, good games and winning, and going to Athens last year, and that kind of thing, is they're still talking about it. Like today, I'm getting ready to do attendance third period, and all the students are talking about the game tomorrow night.
Yeah.
How excited they are to go to the game tomorrow night. And they're always asking me about that stuff. So I want to think that they go because they want to be able to talk to me about it, but it's been really cool to see how much our student section has grown with me being able to meet these kids that never would have came to a basketball game probably otherwise.
Yes. Is it fair to say that your community is rather old school?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, it's a farming community. We have our high school is just out in the country. There's cornfield all the way around us. The high school was made up of some little towns
Mhm.
that consolidated together back in the 60s. And it's, the little towns are still there. And we have two elementary schools that are kind of on each side of our district. And then they all come together, and our middle school and high school are attached here. It's, yeah, I would say it's pretty old school. We have a little bit of Marion City in our district as well. The district kind of goes into the city as the city has grown, and so we have some of our districts pretty big. It's kind of an oddly shaped thing because it goes into the city and it joins, Pleasant's in the city too. And so it's kind of odd when you talk to people. You're like, yeah, we have people that live in the city, but they're in our school district, and people always look at you kind of funny. But it's like, that's the way it's made up, probably just because of where the school was located back before they built the building that we're in now.
Yes. So just my mind's eye or my mental picture is you're at Greenfield, McLean, or Ottawa Glandorf.
Yeah, similar. I would say similar. Yeah, I mean, it's 5 minutes to drive into Marion City, so
Yeah.
we're really close, but we're outside enough, to
Mhm.
to still be considered in the country, I guess.
Right. And I'm guess I'm referring more to just the support and the fan
Oh
base
yeah,
and the
absolutely.
enthusiasm for your program. That's what I'm visioning.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been really cool, and it's grown since I've been here. But honestly, I feel like it didn't take long. I mean, it wasn't like they had bad support before then. They definitely love to follow their sports, and the following here is amazing. And our crowds are great, and they're into the game, and they want to be excited to watch. To watch this kids play, and it's been really cool because I mean, there's been nights where you can't hear anything, no matter
Mhm.
how. And I'm pretty loud, and when I can't yell over the crowd, I mean, that's a good thing. And I always tell
Yes.
the boys, I'm like, there's nothing more special than that, and to have a packed gym that's there to watch you play.
Yes. Absolutely. Does it affect them when they go somewhere and the gym's not packed? I know that was something that affected my kids at times.
You know, maybe, probably to a certain extent, it probably does. I mean, we played over the New Year holiday, and we played in a like a little showcase at Triway, and that's where we played DeSales, St. Francis de Sales, and of course, we had, I don't know how many people there, and they didn't have many people there, and there wasn't a lot of people, extra people there, but there was a decent amount. But I mean, I don't know. Probably it probably does, I guess, but they don't say anything. I mean, that's one thing. They don't the guy they don't do a lot of celebrating. There's not a whole lot of that. We just play, and we want to play harder than you, and then get ready for the next one. So
As it should be. I think I know that was always my dream type of player. Just not a lot of extra stuff. Just get out and play, man. Just go get it.
yeah,
Be a good
yeah, we
listener.
just we talk about being tougher, playing harder.
If you're looking for an easy and affordable way to purchase all of your sporting good needs, look no further than Game One, located in Swanton, Ohio. I've worked with LJ Archambault for 20 years, and I have never worked with a more honest, punctual, and detail-oriented sporting goods salesman. I coached for nearly 3 decades and in 2 different states, and have never worked with a better organization than Game One, and more importantly, a better person than LJ Archambault. It's always game on at Game One.
Don't get outplayed, out hustled, outworked, and we try to talk about that all the time. That's kind of like a staple to what we do, and just trying to be there to support each other. And I've had a great run with, just like I said, really good young men who wanna do well and want to play hard and want to be part of something.
No, that's spectacular.
Derek Sheridan from Rust Belt Basketball Coaches Network and the Basketball Nexus website. We would certainly appreciate it if you would consider hitting the like, share, comment, and subscribe buttons on our social media postings. That helps us push our Small Coaches Network up that social media algorithm, which allows us to not only grow, but also continue to provide these free podcasts for basketball coaching junkies. Thank you in advance.
All right, coach, let's move on to River Valley offense. What kind of offense do you teach your players at RV?
We're pretty up tempo. We try to run as much as possible. We try to score as many points as we can. Some nights, we don't shoot it very well, and then that backfires. But we're up tempo, dribble drive, try to attack. We don't shoot a lot of threes compared to probably some of the teams I've had in the past, but we'll put them up there. But we try to get to the rim, aggressively. We set a lot of screens. And we try to we read and react to what we do, but it's mostly attack to get open, and then like now we have the Myers kid who we can throw it inside to too. And so he can go inside and out. So that makes us, have a couple more weapons than just firing up threes.
Let's go to your defense. Do you press? What kind of defense do you teach?
Sometimes, in the past, yes. Last year, almost all the time. We would at least be token pressure, full court, trap in the corners. This year, less full court pressure, a little bit of zone pressure, a little bit full court, but not as much. Without the depth and worried about foul trouble, we try not to get too crazy. But we will still. I mean, we want to guard the basketball, which I haven't been extremely happy with lately. We haven't felt like we've been guarding the ball as well as we're capable of. Our help side hasn't been great. That's kind of some of the things we've been trying to fix lately. But we'll trap a lot if we have to, especially if I feel like we're not guarding very well. We might try to trap and speed you up. If anytime we can speed you up, our offense will get better. But if we can't speed you up and we're not doing well offensively, then we're probably going to struggle that night.
This season, are you playing a lot of zone, half court, like 2-3, 3-2? What kind of zone are you playing when you mention zone?
We've mixed in some 1-3-1, which is something I've really never done. I'm pretty much a man guy all the time, and I'll trap you out of the man, pressure the ball, and so this year we've played a little bit of zone here and there. We played a lot of zone against Ontario. We got in foul trouble and needed it, and it helped us, and it worked for us that night. And we've tried to go to it a few times, and it hasn't seemed to work too well lately. We've been trying to do different things with our man, but most of the time we're man, we're pressuring, we're trapping, and we're switching.
So do you 5-man free switch?
Depending on who's on the floor. I have a really big human being right now. He's a senior, Carter Logan. He's 6'5". He was the left tackle for 4 years.
Okay.
He's a monstrous kid. We were just talking about this yesterday in the weight room because he's been cutting a lot of weight. He felt that he got a little bigger than he wanted to be, and didn't feel healthy, and didn't come out last year because of it. And so he came back this year, and I want to say around the start of basketball, he's about 255. We were talking last night in the weight room. He's 234. He's got muscles. I mean, he is a big kid. So we typically don't switch with him, but we'll switch around him. We try to use him in different situations depending on who he's guarding. So we're hoping that, there's a guy he can stay on. If not, sometimes we'll use him and we'll just trap with him. He's big because he's a big kid. He is young man. He's big, and he's strong, and he moves well for his size.
Is he getting any looks?
I don't think he wants to play football.
Okay.
I think it sounded to me like he didn't say no, but he didn't say yes, and he just kind of. I think he's just going to go to school, and he's a smart kid, and just do life, I guess.
Okay. What about Myers?
He's I think he's kind of waiting to see what happens. I think he's on the fence of whether it's football or basketball. His body type, I keep telling him, is like football guys are going to be all over you, because I feel like you can probably easily put 20 to 30 pounds on him and make him a pretty athletic tight end. So I think he's just kind of waiting to see what happens, and then we're going to try to get him as exposed as we possibly can. I mean, his parents are very good about getting him out there, and so he'll play in the best AAU circuit he can get into, and just try to get him noticed. We're going to try to go to the showcase at Cedar Point, over the summer, so people can see him, and just try to do whatever we can to help him get the best possible option he can.
Right. Well, Coach, this has been great. I certainly appreciate your time, and I will be getting back in contact with you once your season ends. And I'd like to talk to you about the clinic, getting involved in a clinic, and a couple other things that we're going to start trying to do this summer that we haven't done. But I wish you the best and Godspeed. And if there's anything you need from between here and now, don't hesitate to contact us and we'll help you out however we can. And I wish you nothing but the best as you squeeze through the rest of your regular season and get ready for that postseason.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.